So let us proceed for the next session, which is about eligibility for admission and admission process in architecture. I welcome Professor Raju Mishra, and here I take this privilege to introduce Raju Mishra sir. Professor Raju Mishra is a principal of Sir J. J. College of Architecture, Mumbai, graduate of architecture from Academy of Architecture, Mumbai. He undertook postgraduate studies in town and country planning at Government College of Engineering at Pune in 1991. He received the Netherlands Government Fellowship to study urban management at the Institute of Housing Studies at Rotterdam, Netherlands. He has taught for 2 decades and has been involved in conducting seminars and workshops on subjects of architecture design, city planning, history, and theory of architecture, as well as on development of urban management. He has a professional experience of 19 years and currently work on existing projects as the director of Sir J.J. College of Architecture Consultancy. So, welcome, sir, and I request Professor Raju Mishra, sir, to enlighten us about the eligibility for admission in architecture and the admission process for this year.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me, Ideas, and the team. I think I think the eligibility of students coming for architecture stream in our country is related to first giving an entrance exam called NATA. You need to score minimum qualifying marks to be able to clear all the papers, all the multiple choice questions, with a clear eligible conditions saying that you need to do 12th science with physics, chemistry, mathematics as a compulsory subject, and technically you need 50% minimum marks. Okay, 45% for the reserved category and 50% for open category students. The eligibility of this percentage was relaxed last year because of the COVID. This year also, we do not know what would happen, but at the moment it is 50% minimum eligibility. The process of admission is a little interesting, where what you need all of you to get at is that your NATA score is calculated with respect to 50% of its weightage, and your 12th standard score overall marks is also calculated with its 50% of the weightage. Your final merit list in NATA based exam and your final merit list on the basis of 12th standard exam is calculated, computed, rationalized with equal 50% weightage on your performance, and a new merit list is prepared. This merit list has taken care of your NATA score as well as your 12th standard performance. And this merit list, when gets ready, it is posted on the website of the CET Commissioner, Maharashtra State. In our state, all colleges of architecture have to register with CET Commissioner with their code numbers, and all students who have to take admissions in architecture course have to register with CET Commissioner website. Based on your merit list prepared by the Directorate of Technical Education, the CET Commissioner conducts admission rounds for you to fill up the choices of architecture colleges in Maharashtra, and based on your choices and based on the number of choices made by the number of students in the state, the allocation of seats is done by the CET Commissioner. I'll give you an example. Suppose out of 10,000 students. Okay, all all 10,000 students want one college. You can't get it, so there are certain number of seats, intake seats. Once the intake seat is distributed in Maharashtra based on the university zone, the allocation of seat is done as per your merit list. So what students need to do is, based on your merit list or based on your position in merit list, you need to give the choices of the colleges and express your desire to choose these colleges for admission. You will have to give first preference, second preference, and third preference. You will be asked to fill up the form in such a way that you will be able to give three preferences. Similarly, based on your preferences, the CET commissioner will conduct 3 rounds. The first round that will be conducted by CET commissioner will be comprising of allocating the seats based on the student's choice on the merit list, based on the first choice made by the students. Suppose you are not able to get your college based on your first choice as per your merit list, your name will automatically be shifted to the second round for admission. Okay. But remember one thing, and this is what I want all of you to understand. If your second preference college, okay, is having seats for you to take it, it is up to the student to decide whether he wants to exercise his option to take the college in first round itself. Which means, in the first round, if you have filled up a form where you have expressed your first choice, second choice, third choice, and in the first round, if you're getting a third choice college that you have been made, okay, that you have already made, if you take the admission in the third choice of your college, you will be out of the admission allocation list. Okay, then you will have to take the third choice college. But in case it is not your first choice and you do not want to take your third choice allocated seat, then you should not fill the form. You should not confirm your admission in the first round. So in first round, you should remember that it will be as per the allocation of the merit list as per your first choice. This will be followed by the second round, where now things have to be very clearly understood. In second round, if you are not getting your first choice college, and if you're getting second choice, third choice, then you will have to take the second choice and third choice as entered by you in your choice of admission. Otherwise, you will be again out of the merit list, because you get only one chance in the first round to be able to get your first choice. In the second round, if you are able to get admission to your first choice college, you will be very happy to take it. I have no problem. But then if you don't get your first choice college, and if you have entered your second choice institution, and if you have been allotted that seat, it is my recommendation, and it is as per the rules of admission, that you take up that seat. Because if you don't take up that seat, which is of second choice or third choice, then you will be considered as that candidate who does not want admission in any of the colleges that you have chosen, and you will be out of the admission list. This exercise will be followed by the third round for the leftover seats for which admission has not taken place. All right. Then you will not be part of the admission list if your name has already appeared in the allotted choice code of your college where you have not taken admission. So you have to be very careful when it comes to exercising your choice of the college. Some students just fill up the name of one college in the first round, second round, third round. If they do not get that college as per their merit list or as per their choice code, they wait until they get their college. So if you're very clear that you want only one college where you want to take admission, just fill in the name of only one college. But if you want to participate in all the three rounds, and then if you fill up the name of the college where you may not get admission based on your merit list, then you are eligible to participate in all the three rounds. If the seats are vacant after all the three rounds are conducted for admission, there is a special round conducted by the CET commissioner where the students, those who have not taken admission in any of the colleges as per their choice code, are given a chance to participate in the fourth round where the seats are allotted as per the merit list or merit number. Then if you are lucky and if you get your college as per your merit number, you will have to wait until the fourth round happens for you to get that college. Right? And in spite of this, if there are certain seats remaining vacant after fourth round, then the government allows individual colleges to fill up the seat as per the merit of the students based on NATA score and 12th standard score to apply to individual colleges. The individual colleges prepare a merit list as per the application received by them and then allot seats to the students. Every college has to then submit such a list of admitted students to the Director of Technical Education. So this is in short the whole idea of the eligibility of the students trying to get admission in architecture and the process of admission that takes place during the rounds or admission rounds. Okay. There are also students who might, require counseling. There might also be students who might be constantly checking with other students and other parents about the availability of the seat. But let me tell all the students who are here that please keep on looking at the online website of the CET commissioner. That is the only eye opener that will be only telling you the latest details about the admission round and the available seats that are required to be filled. And until the fourth round, no admissions will be given physically. All admissions will be done online. You have to pay fees online. You have to confirm your admissions online. You have to upload your documents online. And based on following the online process of admissions, whatever is left, the fourth round then will be conducted for students who have not been able to get admission in any of the colleges that they had chosen. So this in short is basically the process of the admission that is carried out in our state by the CET Commissioner Office, and online admissions are conducted in form of rounds. The earliest time that the first year, I think, can now start will be by end of October or first week of November. Until then, the admission processes will continue to keep on admitting students in the respective colleges of architecture in Maharashtra. I am now ready for question and answer session because this is what I thought I will first explain you so that you get to understand how to do it. Yeah?
Thank you, sir.
So we
Thank you
can
for the
take
guidance.
questions. We can take questions as and when.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. There is one question from Dipanshu. He's saying that is it compulsory to clear MHCET exam to
Exactly.
apply for CAP round or NATA fulfill everything?
Yeah, I think there is MHT CET exam being conducted for pharmacy program, for engineering program, for management program. For architecture students, there is no exam. NATA exam is considered as the entrance exam for giving admissions. Okay. So if you have given NATA, you don't need to give any MHCT exam. NATA's exam is the exam that will be used by MHT CET for calculating your merit list. Yeah.
Okay. So there is one more question by Sarvesh, which is related to, I think, scholarship. What
Okay.
if someone is rejected for his caste admission? Like if I'm OBC and I didn't get my admission in OBC, instead I get it in open.
Right. Right. See, Sarvesh, you have to understand that based on the reservation admission criteria, the reservation seats are filled first. It is only when the reservation category seats are not filled that the open seats are available for such students to take admissions in them. The government of Maharashtra has a policy where the candidates who have fulfilled the criteria of getting admissions through OBC, SC, ST merit list, they are given scholarship, okay, by the government. But then you should remember sometimes what happens is the caste validity certificate and non-creamy layer certificate are not in place. This time it is made clear that if you do not have caste validity certificate and non-creamy layer certificate, you will not be considered for any admission seat for reservation category. And therefore it is then that some of the students take up admission in open category. But if you take admission in open category seat, you will naturally not become eligible for scholarship that is being given by the government of Maharashtra. Am I clear, Sarvesh? Is it okay? Yeah.
Again, there is one
Next
more
question. Yeah, sure.
by Sham. He's asking that NATA is compulsory this year.
Yes, yes. As per the recent communication by the Council of Architecture India, which controls architectural education in the country, NATA is mandatory for all the students taking admissions except in IIT and NIT where JEE scores are valid. Okay, so NATA is compulsory. If you have given any other entrance exam, it is not valid for admissions to architecture colleges. Okay.
Okay. I think next question. Abhay sir would like to answer this. What is the NATA score required to get admission in ideas?
Yes,
And
I
there
think
is one similar question. What is the NATA score and board score required for admission in JJ? Okay, so first, it is about NATA. Sorry, ideas.
So anyway, see what happens is that it is not a question of what is a NATA score. I mean, qualifying NATA is the important aspect. Without that,
correct.
admission cannot be done anywhere in Maharashtra, except for VNIT. I mean, which has been made clear by Mishra sir that it is for VNITs and I mean for NITs and IITs and even SPS for that matter, the JEE paper 2 score would be a valid score. But apart from that, as such, any other institution which is there as a part and parcel of it, including JJ School of Architecture, for that matter, NATA is the score which will be valid. Now, as again Rajiv sir has explained it, it is a joint sort of the combination of 50% taken from the NATA score and 50% as your aggregate score. This would be combined together as such, and the merit list would be drawn. Now, what is the cutoff limit for ideas would actually depend on which category one is applying. Number one, how many total competitors are there in that same category? That is another one. So basically, you don't worry about it when you are going through your centralized admission process. At that point of time, the choices may be given by you, and the most preferred school should be kept at one number. And according to that research, there is no limit as to how many. Even there was another question which I have seen. So there is no limit up to how many number of choices you are filling up. But while filling up the choices as such, be careful about one thing, that as to whether if you get your choice number one, and if choice number one is not there, then choice number two, would you be going there or not? Because I come across many students who say that like गलती से हमने वो भर दिया था उस वक्त. So this should never ever happen. Please, while choosing the institutions, be very very careful so that the proper choices are only made. This is what I would say. So don't worry about that cutoff at ideas, or even for that matter cutoff at when JJ is going to be a altogether different ball game. Let me tell you that, of course, Raju sir would explain it better, because it is the first institution which has been established in the state of Maharashtra. And when that is so as such, and it is a government institution, so people, of course, would say that like we want to go for a JJ, and it has become a JJ has become an icon over last almost I think 80 years, if I mistake not. So
Yeah.
that is how that part is there. But of course, so everybody doesn't get at JJ. That's for very very sure. There's a tough competition, so let it be. I mean, you can always keep it in whatever choice you want. That is how it is. Yeah, Rajiv sir, if you are capable of telling the cutoffs, you can tell about JJ college cutoff. I mean, frankly
No,
speaking,
no.
for ideas, I am unable to take
Yeah.
this call.
No, no, I will take the views of Abhay sir ahead. See, what happens is it depends on year to year what kind of students prefer to join architecture. Until last year and the year before last, there were students who had 12th standard overall percentage above 90%, and they were from open category, and their NATA score was over 150 out of 200. But I want all of you to understand that the competition is so strong, and Sir JJ College of Architecture is a preferred institution for three reasons. One is because it is 150-year-old school. It is the first school of architecture in Asia. Second, it is a government-funded college. The fees are only 16,000 per term. So for a year in JJ, you just have to pay 32,000 fees. It is very lucrative for a student to be able to get an opportunity to study, because government is funding their education. The funding comes from the government to see to it that students have access to education and they don't have to pay very high fees. The third reason why students are preferring JJ colleges, because in JJ students from all over the state come. Every university zone has got 3 students coming to JJ, and it is a diversified group of students. So JJ College of Architecture, besides being what it is, also has great opportunity as a learning place for architecture. And because the competition is very high, it is very difficult to say what would be the cutoff this year. It could be anything. And this year I can't say, because this time the 12th standard students have not given exams, and many students have got 95% and above. The kind of results that have come. So I have no idea at this time what kind of cutoffs will happen. But just to be very fair to the question, I would say your chances are good if you are from an open category, that if you have more than 90% in 12th overall percentage, aggregate percentage, and if you have more than 140 out of 200 in NATA, then your chances are very good to get admission in JJ. For reserve category students, the percentage can be around 75 to 80. But the NATA score has to be same, 140 and above. Because I have realized that NATA score plays a major role here in balancing out the merit list. There are many students where NATA scores are very high, but the 12th standard overall merit is only 70, 75. Even they get admissions. So let us see what happens this time. I am not able to say for sure. Okay.
Sir, there is one more question from Pratham. Sir, when will cap round start?
Uh, the See, this was to be decided this Monday, but I would like you to know that the CET commissioner, Mr. Chintamani Joshi, has been transferred yesterday to another posting. The whole idea is that anytime the examination of MSTCT takes place and their round starts, will be the time when our rounds of admission will start. So, at the moment, I can only safely say that it could start by second week or third week of October, or let's say second week of October to be precise. Yeah. But keep watching the website of CET Commissioner. Yeah? We requested them to start architecture admissions now before the exam takes place, but I think they have infrastructure issues. They have selection of the software company issues who will prepare the merit list still in progress. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There is one more question from Urvi. How will the cutoff marks be calculated?
Oh, cutoff marks, I think Abhay sir also told. You see, 50% of your NATA score plus 50% of your 12th standard score is the percentage score of your merit list. All right. So it's very simple. You just have to take 50% of your NATA score and 50% of 12th standard aggregate. Whatever results out of it will be the merit score. Based on this merit score, okay, your merit list will be prepared. There is no other way of preparing a merit list. This time, as there is no JEE paper 2 based admission, there will be no normalization of percentile score. Okay? This time there will be no JEE paper scores that will be part of the preparation of the merit list. So NATA is the only way a student will be submitting their marks for preparation of the merit list.
I would
Is it clear?
I would add actually something, because when you talk about a cutoff, see, cutoff is the thing which would be known only after the entire admission process is over. When you talk about when you talk about the examination like JEE, they say that, like, this is the cutoff which we are declaring, whereupon they say that if the students who have scored such and such, then only they are permitted to be in a part of a merit list of maybe IITs. So they only, in case of that only, they would say that this is the cutoff marks for JEE. But when we talk about the cutoff happening as such in our system, then it is only after the admissions we would know that, oh, for maybe JJ that was the cutoff, for maybe ideas that was the cutoff, and so on and so forth. And that too, the cutoff would not be having universal scenario. As I said again, it would, from open category, the cutoff may be different. For OBC, the cutoff may be different. For SC/ST, the cutoff may be different. NT, I mean, so on and so forth. So presently, just don't bother about it. As Rajiv sir has rightly said, as such, your chances of getting admission to good institutions would be when you have the higher scores. That is how it is. And as it is now, that, like, even your all the exams are over, and maybe exams are not over, but your results have been declared, and NATA marks are there known. All the three NATA have already happened. So at this stage, what happens is that you have to make your choice, keep it there, and only thing is that while selecting the institutions, be very, very careful. I'm repeating it again. See, many a times what happens is that we look at ease of passing. Many students, look at ease of passing. They say that, oh, in the JJ school or maybe at Ideas as such, it is going. They really teach, and it is a tough, and they put up so much of a sessional work, and so on and so forth. But we have to remember that the entire training of the architect is about basically preparing them to face the market realities. So that means that when you are student as such, you have to keep on working. So we should not shy away from the working, saying that, see, degree without basically expertise has no meaning. We are in a profession. So you say that in some institution they give you more marks, and so thereby you should take admission in that institutions. I would say no. That is not how the choice of the institutions is made. The choice of the institutions has to be made in terms of, number one, looking at the infrastructure and looking at the faculty who is there in that institution, whatever XYZ institution it may be. You have to look at the first, in fact, I would say you have to look at the faculty. Second, you have to look at the infrastructure. Third, you have to look at what kind of the other opportunities the institution is capable of, preparing
Providing.
you to. These are the factors through which you should decide. And fourth, more very importantly, look at what their alumni is doing. Are they doing the mundane job? Are they doing something which is extraordinary? Are they achieving it in a very different fashion? That is very, very interesting to see. So they say that in order to understand the institution, it is always better to interact with the alumni of the institution. And the fourth thing I am telling you, which is very important, talk with the architects in your towns. I mean that is where that would stand, because architects, those who are in the practice, they are coming across these institutions, their students, their trainees, so on and so forth. So there is a great chance that they understand the institutions in a better fashion than maybe parents or you. So it is always better to talk with the architects, talk with the alumni, look at the building, look at the infrastructure, look at the teaching faculty, look at the achievements of the institution. And that is how you should make a decision. Never ever make a decision based on who is going to give me easy marks to pass, because there, if we get the easy marks to pass, then the chances of our failure in life are much more. So that is what it is.
Absolutely.
Yes, there is one more question from Omkar. He's asking, can we only select 3 colleges, or could it be more than 3?
No, see, the choices are as many as possible. When I said 3, what was I trying to say was that please be very careful in selecting these 3, because if you get a chance to be getting a seat in these colleges, then you can't reject it, So be very careful. You can fill 5, you can fill 7, you can fill as many as you want, but be very careful. Otherwise, you might end up getting a college where you don't want to go, and that is what is very dangerous. So be very clear about the first 3 colleges, and the rest is up to you how much college you think you must fill. Okay? So be very precise, be very, very pragmatic. Okay, 3 colleges is basically, if I don't get first, then I get second. If I don't get second, I'll get third. But even if I get in fourth, I am not going to take it. That is what I meant. But if you're okay with getting it also in the 4th choice, 5th choice, you can fill it. It's up to you. Yeah. So be very, very careful in choosing your college, because you might end up getting a college where you might not like to go, So that is why I was very keen in letting you at least 3 colleges, okay, to improve your chances of getting admission at least in second round, if you don't get your choice in the first round. Yeah.
Another thing, please remember that what is your score and where could you land up yourself is another thing, because I know the students who had given some such kind of choices. Actually, say they have given 10 choices, but out of all those 10 choices which they have given, they were not capable of getting any one of those institutions. Now, when such kind of thing happens, as such, you are out of the round. That is very, very bad situation which could happen specifically when you are moving into a round number 3. I mean that is going to be the bad condition. So please make it sure that you are also having a provision for other institutions which are good institutions, which you have not listed. Maybe keep them on 11, 12, 13, 14. But don't say that if I get only these 5 institutions, then only I would be going in for architecture or not. Okay, don't do that kind of thing. So give the choices.
Okay, there is one more question from Omkar. How JOSSA counseling conduct?
Josa.
What?
Josa. Josa.
Oh, JOSA. Okay. See, JOSA rounds are conducted generally in IITs, SPAs, and NITs. Okay, and these are basically centrally funded institutions where they have a choice to basically decide their policy of admission. They are more or less available for NRI seats, and they prepare their own merit list, and they check whether your papers are in order, whether you are a PIO, okay, or whether you are a OCI, and based on your 12th standard score, okay, they do a counseling round, but they are more or less for centrally funded institutions. There are NRI seats in colleges of architecture in Maharashtra, which are filled as per merit. Okay? And JOSA seats are only for centrally funded institutions. All right. You may approach any of the NITs or IITs to know more about it, because the state government and the CT commissioner does not deal with no JOSA seat. Right, sir?
There is one more interesting question. In JJ College, is it possible to take admission after first year, such as in second year?
See, Sir JJ College of Architecture is a government-funded college. Besides this, in Maharashtra, there are two other colleges which are government-aided colleges. The first is Rachna Sansad Academy of Architecture, which is an aided college, and the other college is Abhinav Kala Mahavidyalaya or BKPS College of Architecture in Pune, which is a government-aided college. Now, if you get admission in any of these three colleges, if there is a seat available in JJ in second year, you can get transferred only from BKPS College of Architecture and Rachna Sansad Academy of Architecture aided college. There is no other college in which if you do first year, you are going to get admission to second year of JJ College of Architecture. Okay. Private unaided institutions first year study will not help you get admission in second year of government aided or government colleges of architecture. Is it clear? Is my answer clear? So you need to be in one of these three colleges to be able to exchange first year to second year admission criteria.
That
And
too,
with
Rachna, yeah, sorry.
and
Yeah,
also
go
with
ahead.
respect to availability of the seat. If the seats are not available, you cannot get admission. There should be vacancy. All right. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, Abhay sir.
Yeah, and that too, when we talk about Rachna Sansad as such, it is basically Rachna Sansad aided, because Rachna Sansad also has a batch which is unaided. So from Rachna Sansad aided to only JJ, transfer is possible. That is how the thing is.
There is one more question from Jairaj. Can I get admission in colleges out of Maharashtra through NATA?
NATA is the only thing through which you are capable of getting admission anywhere. So this
In
is
India.
not a that is not the problem at all, except for the IITs and JEEs, that too for this year. IITs and NITs and SPs. So most probably from next year, as such, everything is going to be through NATA only.
Yeah.
Sudhi Kurshetra is asking, could you please repeat the name of three colleges, the government aided ones?
Oh, okay. I think the first college is Sir JJ College of Architecture, Mumbai. Second college is Rachna Sansad aided, okay, Academy of Architecture, Mumbai. And third is BKPS College of Architecture, Pune, Tilak Road, Pune.
Vikram is asking, is NATA is the only way to get admission in JJ College? I think it is already.
Yes. There is no other admission test separately for Sir JJ College of Architecture. NATA is the only entrance exam that is valid to get admission in JJ College of Architecture.
There is a question from Akshay. Which online site should we look for admission rounds?
CET Commissioner, it is MS. If you Google CET Commissioner Maharashtra, you will get it. You will land up there. Okay.
You can also get information from DT website also.
You can also get it from dtmaharashtra.gov.in. Okay.
Okay. There is one more question which is interesting. Dipanshu is asking, can Raju sir share his experience when he was a teen and was trying to get admission?
Oh yeah.
That is a good one actually. Okay.
Oh yes. See, Dipanshu, I was born and civilized in Bombay. And what happens is, whenever you grow up in any city, when you study in any city, when you see what is going around in the environment of the city, a city is a place that helps you decide what you want to become. All right. So when I grew up in Bombay, I saw a lot of development going around. I saw a lot of redevelopment going around. And every time I try to find out how can I participate in being part of it, I ended up meeting developers, I ended up meeting architects. And then it so happened that the neighborhood where I was growing up, many of my neighbors were doing architecture. Okay, they were actually architecture students. And I had very good handwriting, and I was always invited by students of architecture to come over to their place to do some handwriting work, to do some watercoloring work, to do some model work. And by helping them, what happened was my interest in doing architecture only grew. Okay. And then when I was doing architecture in early 80s, there were not more than 40 colleges of architecture in India. So when I was doing architecture, there were only 3 colleges of architecture in Bombay. And many of my friends who were doing architecture in these 3 colleges let me know about it. So at my time, there was an entrance exam that was conducted by each college. Okay. And we gave those entrance exams. We were also interviewed as to why we wanted to do architecture. And then I was selected in Academy of Architecture at Rachna Sansad. I was not selected in JJ College of Architecture. I was in the waiting list, but I could not succeed in getting it that year. And so I joined architecture at Rachna Sansad, Academy of Architecture. And that's it, So this was my experience as a teenager growing up in the city of Bombay, that had to go through the process of getting admission in an architecture college. But we were very lucky to be able to grow up in a neighborhood where our neighbors' children were doing architecture. They were in JJ School of Art doing art. They were doing design. And it was a very creative atmosphere that I grew up in. So had I been in some other city, perhaps I would have not joined an architecture college. I would have done perhaps some other course. But I was very lucky to be able to be exposed to the value of architecture profession and to be able to know what architects do and to be able to even see how architecture students are learning, which actually arose in me a great interest and wanting to learn more about it. Have I been able to answer it? I think this is what my experience is.
Thank you, sir. That was interesting. There is one more question by Smita Bhattacharya. She's asking, if according to my choice feeling, I am getting choice number 2, but I want to go to I want to go with choice number 4. Then is it possible to do so?
Yes, if you are allotted a seat as per your choice number 4, then you can go with it. You can just agree by going with it. But if you do not go with it, It depends which round you're talking about. If you are in the first round participating and not taking your fourth choice college, it's all right if you leave it, if you don't want the fourth choice college. But if you take in your first round your fourth choice college, then you will not be part of the second round admission. So second round of admissions will have this feeling that you have already taken your fourth choice college and now there is no need to allow you to participate in the future rounds. But if you want to continue in the second round for another choice of colleges and for another set of choices that you have made, then you don't have to confirm your admission in the first round. But if in second round, if you still get your fourth choice as a college, and if you are allotted seat for it, then you have to take it. Otherwise, you will be again out of the second round. Because though you have made a choice of this college, and though you were allotted a seat in this college, you chose not to take it. So the software program thinks that you are not interested in taking admission to architecture course because you are interested only in these 4 colleges where you were not given a seat of your choice. Am I clear?
Sir, there is, I think this is an extension. Vikram Upadhyay is asking, is there same NATA criteria for other colleges in Maharashtra?
Yeah, NATA is like a national aptitude test in architecture. NATA is the basis of which all merit list is prepared in the state or in India. So number of the students registered with the CET Commissioner website are the number of students whose NATA score will be taken for preparing the merit list. There is nothing else except NATA, unless it is a centrally funded institution, which I have told, and which I think Abhay sir has also told. Unless you are participating in admission process of SPA, NIT or IIT, it's only NATA that is valid. Yeah?
Okay, there is one more question by Shaili. She's asking, if someone now doing first year from private college, then can that person repeat first year in Sir JJ college if got admission next year?
Yeah.
She
See,
wants
if you get
to hear.
admission in JJ College of Architecture, you will have to do first year. You can repeat first year if you want, but you will get admission only in first year. You will not get admission in second year just because you have completed first year in private college. Yeah. Am I right, Shaili? Has Shaili got it? I think so.
Okay, Sarvesh is asking me repetitively, which we can list up while filling the form of cap round according to you, sir.
No, sorry, I did not get the question.
Yes,
What,
exactly.
which we can listen?
Sarvesh, if you could please turn on your mic and ask sir directly
Yeah,
what you want
please
to
do
ask.
that. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Hi. Hello, Sarvesh.
Good afternoon. Good evening, sir. I wanted to ask, according to you, which colleges are best in Nagpur and Pune, private as well as government, which we can list up while filling our cap round?
See, I would. You are asking me to suggest you the name of the colleges that you might like to choose, right? Correct? Is that your question?
Yep.
You see, I think it has been told that a college is known by its performance already through its alumni. Okay. Second, you should try to find out which college graduate is practicing in your city. So if you're from Nagpur, you will try to get in touch with Nagpur architects and find out from them which college is better. All right. So even if the college is 20 kilometers away from your residence, it doesn't matter. What matters is you go to a good college to study. Second thing is, a good college is a college where there are dedicated teachers and where teachers are actually practicing architecture while teaching architecture. That's a good college of architecture because teachers who practice are better teachers. All right. And practicing architects who teach are also better teachers. So you must always try to find out which is this college where this combination exists. There cannot be any college better than this. A third thing is look at the infrastructure, look at the facility that is provided by the college, and meet the students of the college. Go to the college, talk to the students. By interacting with the students of the college, you will be able to develop confidence in yourself, where you yourself will take a decision about selecting a college. So I think if you follow these three criteria, it will be very easy for you to select the college yourself. Fourth thing, never listen to anybody telling you which college to suggest. Find out for yourself which college is better to go to. Otherwise, you will blame that person throughout your life that, I joined this college because somebody suggested to me. Never do that. It's your life. You have to take care of your choices and you have to take care of your decisions. Okay, Sarvesh, am I clear?
He's saying okay, sir. I think we should end up here with the question and answer session. Abhay sir, do you want to add something to this?
No. See, the thing is very clear. We said that, choices of the colleges when you want to make, as rightly said, I was also saying that, again, Rajiv sir also has said that you have to take your own decision and you have to take a decision considering all the factors which are there. Because many a times it so happens that, see, for example, we have seen a tendency of Vidarbha region students who intend to go to Pune. Mumbai is, one, but at the same point of time, there's a huge sort of, we will go to Pune. And then any college in the Pune is a welcome thing for them. Please don't do that. You also have at a regional level, you have very good institutions. You look at those institutions, those are very stable institutions. They're performing fantastically well. So those institutions naturally, and then you are at your home from where you are capable of working. So even that is one of the criteria. Because I come across the students and I come across the parents who, after the counseling round is over and taking admission to some institution somewhere outside, they come back and they say that, sir, no, we want to have admission in your institution. Now there is an issue. There is an issue because at that point of time, we do not have possibly the seats available, and the student want to come back, and unfortunately for the student, the score is such that he would have got the admission to maybe our institution in the first round itself. And at that point of time, he or she has made a wrong choice. So what happens is that please make your choices, based on all sort of these aspects. Another thing I think I wanted to add is that, this is not a easy course. So thereby I don't mean that it is not an enjoyable course. It is an absolutely enjoyable course, but it is not an easy course because you are learning everything for a first time. Maybe drafting is something which is not known to you. Maybe there's so many things, and you have to work for hours together. Now, many students who go out as such are not capable of keeping the good health because of maybe the problems of the food, maybe problems of the water, maybe problem of the accommodation, and so on and so forth. Many also perform very well. I'm not talking about that. So you have to look at your health conditions. You have to look at how you are placed. According to that, as such, take a call on the situation. Because otherwise, then what happens is that you require your mother. So she is there. Your father is sitting here. You are making a life of your father miserable. That is how the things happen. People keep on telling me that, no, what I have decided that my wife would be shifting with my son. Where are you shifting your wife? With a son. Then why at the first place you are taking a decision of taking, I can understand that you get admission to JJ school as such, maybe it is worthwhile. But what is this? That there's some XYZ institution which actually we know that it is, is not the institution for which you can sacrifice your married life. And you as a student, you are entering into that trap innocently. That's what you have done with your parents anyway. That's apart. The jokes apart. But let us understand that this balance is a very important balance which need to be maintained. Okay, so take a call, take a proper call, and then do it. That's how it is.
Thank you, Rajiv sir. Thank you, Abhay sir, for guidance. I
Thanks,
think
Rajiv. Thanks, Rajiv.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Rajiv is a
let
very busy
us.
person, actually. I mean,
No, no,
it
it's
is
okay.
his, it is his love and affection for us that he keeps on coming, but he's absolutely busy with so many things. Good. Thank you, Rajiv.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks a
I
lot.
am a
No.
silent. I have been watching and
Oh,
I am
sir.
listening
Namaste.
silently. I was watching silently because my role is over earlier to yours. I was there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar, Raju. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. No, no problem. No opportunity to see you personally in Nagpur.
Well, I will be coming to Nagpur most probably on 2nd of October because I will have to go to Wardha for the Gandhi birth celebration. So I will try to meet you, sir, on
Do come.
1st
Don't
October or 2nd
don't
October.
go don't go back without meeting us.
Yes, sir. I will come, sir. I will definitely come.
Then bye. Bye bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
See you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Rajiv. Bye, Rajiv.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, so let us move towards our last session of this 3-day workshop.
Yeah, just a second.
Um, yes, yes, sir.
Just a small bit of thing. This Nitin Tatte has asked, not qualified in NATA by 2 marks. Nitin, please don't get discouraged. If if you know, if you are interested in architecture as such, you please start preparing for your NATA and as well as JEE if required, JEE paper 2. And I'm very sure that you will be coming up with the flying colors next time. So don't get discouraged. Start working on it as such, and you will be successful, Nitin. Okay. Yeah, that is one. Another is this Jairaj Gauri. How can I apply to for colleges out of Maharashtra, like SAPE, Ahmedabad, etc.? They have their independent processes. You have to be on their website watching it when it is happening around. And according to those deadlines as such, you please apply. And so you will be capable of participating into their admission processes also. Okay. Yeah, with that, I think we have put it up across. Yeah, you please proceed, Harshal. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Let us move to the last session of this 3-day workshop. Here, I take this opportunity to welcome Ajay Thomre, sir, for the last session. Let me introduce Ajay Thomre, sir. He's one of the director at Ideas, and he holds a post-graduation degree in environmental planning from SAPT Ahmedabad. Thomre sir is someone who works closely with nature and the environment. He has traveled vastly across rural India and is involved in various NGOs working in rural areas. He possesses expertise in traditional construction technique, alternative eco-friendly solutions, and has carried out numerous workshops and guest lectures. He is also a founder, executive member, and treasurer of Sampurna Bamboo Kendra Mendghat, which is an NGO dedicated to tribal upliftment with the use of bamboo for various purposes for construction and handicrafts. Much of his work concerned the central Indian region, where he has extensively worked with tribes such as Kolam, Korku, and the Gond. He had also designed built habitat using soil, stone, and bamboo as a primary construction material. For over the last 2 decades, he has been involved in and academics at various institutes, focusing on previous exposure to students in alternative eco-friendly practices. He strives to lead a life with the ideals of. Welcome, Ajay sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, dear students and parents. Everything that starts has an end to it. But this end is a new beginning for those who want to aspire for the architecture as a course. ICANN 2021 was the second in series webinar for the awareness among the aspirants, students for this undergraduate course in architecture. This was planned for 3 days, targeted at the architectural offices and practice on the day 1. Day 2 on architectural education. And today we discuss on admission process and eligibility to the course. This particular webinar has seen registrations crossing 120, and we have 35 to 40 participants in each session throughout all the 3 days. We started with the inaugural session by our principal and founder of Ideas, Professor Abhay Purohit. And after his short inaugural session, we started with the session. The second speaker was the practicing architect from Aurangabad, architect Ajay Kulkarni, and he basically elaborated how the architect roles and duties can be played into the society. And then on the same day, we had architect Tejaswini Mistry Kapoor. Her topic was creativity in architecture, and she is from Aurobill. She has given a very different perspective to the students who are aspiring. Day 2, we had Professor Milind Guzarkar, one of the directors in Ideas, and he was talking about the areas of studies and correlations. So he basically talked about the way things or the subjects in architecture moves with, which was followed by Professor Ritu Deshmukh from Bharati Vidyapit, Mumbai. Her topic was how the architects are groomed. She basically elaborated on different aspects how the students can learn, and she also elaborated how students of architecture during their course can participate in various joint efforts, joint studios, and things like that. On the same day, we had Professor Pushkar Kanvinde from Pune, who has elaborated on the scope of specialization and beyond. So he was exploring the possibilities how after architecture, what things are opened up and how you can justify your professional study for that. Today, we had a session by Professor Uday Gadkari, who is also one of the professor and director at Ideas, Nagpur. He has explained us how one can select a good institution and what makes student choice getting it into. Basically, it's not building, but it's human resource, what he was talking about. Then admission process was very detailed out and very put forth with the different criteria by Professor Rajiv Mishra from JJ Mumbai. He has answered almost all questions and queries from the students, and there were so many of them. Finally, I would like to thank all those experts who have taken out their time making the webinar successful. Even I thank the anchors or the host of the programs, Devendra Deshpande, Professor Vipa Jariwala, and Harshal Ganorkar, who has made this webinar a success. I also forward my thanks to Professor Rukhsana Badr, who has coordinated the entire event. My special thanks to Mr. Ravindra Todkar, our system analyst, who was running around and providing technical support, last minute things like that. Last but not the least, I thank the management, SJJs, for making this webinar reach to the students. And lastly, I thank all the students, parents who has participated in this webinar. There is an important announcement that followed by this webinar from Monday onward, we have a series of 10 workshops which are coming up in 5 days. So from Monday to Friday, we are making 10 workshops. I request all the students who are participating in this, spread a word, participate. We are coming up with this workshop series for the second time. We request you to register and participate because it will be a very enjoyable and playful activity. And participants who will submit the exercises will also be awarded with the certificate by the Ideas Nagpur. And for your convenience, we have given you the contact. The slide is on display, and you can always raise your queries with the phone numbers which has been shared with this presentation. We were live on Facebook as well, so you can always go to that particular web page and see for yourself if you have any queries. I thank one and all, and I declare that the entire webinar was a very successful event, and thank you for participating. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to all of you, and good night to all of you. We are looking forward to having you in the workshop series. I have put the links in the chat box for you to fill, and please fill the feedback form to receive your participation certificate. That's also in the chat box. Please fill that. So good night. Good night, sir. Good night, Thongre sir.
Good night.
Purohit sir.
Good night.
Harshal.
Good night.
Good night.
Gatkari
Good
sir.
night.
Good night. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night to all.